Welcome back. It is Tip Tuesday. Thank you so much for taking your time out to join me on our weekly natural hair care tips on how you can overcome your uncertainties and your struggles with your natural hair. So thank you for joining me back this week, continuing our 3 series on 6 reasons why we struggle with natural hair. And today I'm going to give you 2 more tips so you can further look into. Now, if you haven't watched part 2 or part 1, I'm going to post the links down below so you can take a look at those so you can also dive a little deeper onto why you may be struggling with dry hair. So let's not hold this up. Let's get into part 3 and let's start it now. Hello, welcome back again. My name is Kara Maxinu. I am your natural hair consultant, author, certified hair loss practitioner, and your podcaster as well. So my purpose is to help women with natural Afro textured hair to overcome those uncertainties and those challenges so that she can rock her beautiful hair with confidence. So thank you for joining me again. So today, I'm going to bring you 2 more tips that I want you to, again, look onto questioning why you feel that you are struggling with dry hair. Now, let me correct this notion. Dry hair happens naturally, okay? The only reasons why I brought up the 6 reasons, because there's other reasons, is these are the trending highlights that I've been seeing that some naturals been questioning on. So I decided to investigate and also look at my experience to see if this will also help you, and also experience from other naturals. So that is how I came up with the 6 reasons. Now you may have your reasons as well. So, and if you do, I want you to post your reason why you feel like you may be having dry hair. So let me dive on into the 2 reasons of part 3 why you may be experiencing dry hair. Now, if you haven't developed this routine, I suggest that you start doing it today. That routine is having your own hair regimen. Sis, do you have your own hair regimen? Now you question, what is a hair regimen? A hair regimen is basically your set of routine on how you go about consistently and repetitively washing, cleansing, creating a style for your hair in order to keep the health and longevity of your hair. Okay, so if you don't have a hair regimen, I suggest you start today by creating one. Now, me being a natural hair consultant, I can personally help you to create a hair regimen or reset your hair regimen in order for you to maximize your result to reach your hair goal. And today, that goal is going to be retaining moisture from that dryness that you're experiencing continuously in your hair, which leads to breakage, okay? And we don't want that. We don't want no more breakage. We want healthy, moisturized, supple, soft hair, okay? So one thing I want you to also look into when it comes to hair regimen is sometimes, even myself, I had to question this or reassess my own regimen, is that sometimes we do become so repetitive in our hair care regimen that when our hair is telling us there is a change, we need to know how to go about adjusting our regimen. Okay. So for example, if you are experiencing breakage, maybe there's something in your hair regimen that you need to change. Okay. So look into that. Also, last, I think it was the first part 1, either part 1 or part 2, I mentioned hair products, but more specifically when it comes to ingredients. Now, depending on the seasons, whether we are in winter or whether we are in summer, our hair regimen also come into play with that. And we must know how to adjust our hair regimen accordingly to the seasons. Like for example, you know that when it's winter, our hair becomes more dry. And when it's summer, our hair tends to feel a little bit more mushy or more wet. Okay. Now, this can come into play with the humectants. Now, humectants are great. They are needed in products, okay? But if you are using lots of different variation of products that have humectants in it, like maybe your certain leave-in conditioner or then your water-based moisturizer, that could be too much moisture that your hair is absorbing. And with that, although you mean good to moisturize your hair, you can actually be causing your hair to swell, and which can also lead to breakage. And we don't want that. So try to adjust your regimen according to the seasons. Winter, becomes dry and moisture is pulled out of our hair. Summer becomes more moisture because of humectants and the high humidity can cause too much moisture in our hair. So how can we adjust those things? I can give you the reason on how you can adjust those things in my Advanced Natural Hair Club membership. This is where I personally go deeper into how you can correct and readjust your hair regimen based on what your routine is. So that requires further investigation. And not only that, how to boost your balance or create a balance of moisture, okay? And also for you to retain that longevity of your hair sustainability, so you don't have to suffer with dry hair cysts. But more into that a little later on this live video. So take a look on how you should go about adjusting your hair regimen. Try not to be so strict in your regimen and pay attention to what your hair is telling you. Okay. Another thing I want you to look along the line that I also mentioned either part 1 or part 2 of my series is silicones. I mentioned silicone in this, right? And silicones, more specifically related to insoluble silicones, meaning that silicones that are hard to wash away, and also hard water, those mineral deposits that actually deposit on our hair. I want you, for this last finale series, is to clarify your hair with shampoo. Okay, this is my bonus to you. If you're not incorporating some kind of hydrating, clarifying shampoo, you need to start today, because that could be one of the reasons that is lacking in your hair care regimen. And this is one of the reasons why your hair may be also dry, because I did talk about buildup. Now, if you're not properly cleansing your hair away from buildup or anything that may be suffocating your strands, start today by using like a hydrating, clarifying shampoo. And you can follow that up with like a moisturizing shampoo, because clarifying shampoo can really strip your hair from moisture, because it's going to do the job. If a regular shampoo or sulfate shampoo is not doing it, for example, or a shampoo that has no sulfate, you probably need to go to a clarifying shampoo that can help you further along, so it can give your hair strands a fresh start. But in order to make sure you create a balance of moisture reintroduced into your hair strand, again, try to follow it up with a moisturizing shampoo. And then you can also follow it up with what? A deep conditioner or some kind of conditioner to help to bring moisture back into your hair, to help your hair strand to feel soft and supple, and to also try to help to flatten those cuticles as much as possible. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is make sure you clarify, make sure you moisturize, and make sure you condition your hair. Okay. So now, if you ladies do have any questions, I want you to go ahead and put a comment below. If you find this is a reminder or something that I didn't think about, give me a thumb, give me a like up, because hair regimen is very crucial. And when we have a hair regimen, it set the foundation. Now, sometimes within our hair regimen, we may not remember what worked or what didn't work for our hair. So therefore, I've created a journal. It is a hair journal that is called the Perfect Plan for Kinks and Curl Journal. And there you can keep track of ingredients, keep track of products, keep track of hairstyles, keep track of your climate, the humidity, or even inside where you dwell at your workplace or at your home, just to see how your hair is responding, especially when it comes to products that you're using, okay? Because not every product will work for everyone. And depending on where you live, your hair will respond differently, or maybe provide some kind of adverse response or reaction to that product depending on the environment. So always try to reassess your hair regimen, sis. Readjust your hair regimen and try to reassess your hair regimen based on the condition of your hair. Okay? And last and not least, for number 2 is moisture, meaning I want you to make sure that you are taking in water, that you're drinking enough water so your body can feel hydrated. Now, we do spend more of our time trying to hydrate our hair on the outside, but we tend to forget that our body needs hydration on the inside. So whatever you do on the inside will also reflect on the outside. So I hope that these 2 tips of part 3, 6 reasons why you are struggling with dry hair, and these tips again, I want you to look deeper into. I want you to reassess. I want you to take your time to see, is this it? If that's it. But if you're not sure, again, I am more than welcome you to my Advanced Hair Club membership. There, I provide all that you need based on your hair concern. Develop and reset a hair regimen personalized for you so that you no longer have to feel that you're experiencing dry hair, that you no longer have to feel that you're experiencing breakage, and that you can maximize your hair with softness and a balance of moisture based on the products that you're using within your hair care regimen. So thank you so much for joining me on Tip Tuesday. I hope this makes sense for you. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you my journal so you can take a look at it. It's actually on Amazon. And if this journal can be a benefit to you as part of your hair regimen, I suggest go ahead and start journaling and keep track of your hair regimen, what works and what doesn't work. So let me take you to it now. Okay, so here it is. It's on Amazon and it's called The Perfect Plan for Kinks and Curls Journal. This journal I've created because I didn't find a journal that perfectly fit my own routine or certain questions that I had. So I decided to create one of my own. Hopefully this will also help you along the way. So go ahead, it's on Amazon. Get this journal if you like to track, if you like to see mistakes or correct errors within your hair care regimen. This journal was actually created for that. And so before I leave, so let's recap. For part 3, hey, Stephanie, welcome. Oh, okay, welcome. Hey, thank you so much. Give me a like, give me a thumbs up. So let's recap. For the two important things I want you to take away from part 3 is hair regimen, and make sure that you hydrate yourself, moisturize your body so it can reflect on the outside. Any questions that you may have, put your comments below. And if you want to be a part of my advanced membership in order to target your goals, to reach your, oh my God, to reach your goal that you want to target today, definitely let me invite you so you can start today and no longer feel stuck and frustrated in your current situation when it comes to hair care, because natural hair does not have to be hard. So thank you again. This is Carol Maxinu, your natural hair consultant, author, podcaster, and your certified hair loss practitioner, coming to you every week, giving you helpful natural hair tips so that you can be successful in your hair care journey. But just remember, tips are like Band-Aid. It may not address the holistic components. It just may address maybe 1 or 2 things that you're lacking. But hopefully these tips are designed or suggested for you to look further into to maximize your results along your path as you continue to make progress in your hair care journey. So thank you so much, and I will see you next week. Mwah. Any questions? Put comments below.